Welcome to the channel, folks. Today we're stepping onto the battlefields of the First World War. We're diving deep into this global cataclysm to understand how the German Reich was brought to its knees. So buckle up. We're going back in time to explore the key events that sealed Germany's fate in World War I. Imagine the cobbled streets of Sarajevo, a city rich in history and culture. On a sweltering June day in 1914, the air is thick with tension and anticipation. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, is on a state visit, a momentous occasion for the city. Gavrilo Princip, a young Serbian nationalist, seizes the moment, driven by a fervent desire for change. Shots ring out, echoing through the streets, and in an instant the world changes forever. Ferdinand and his wife lie dead, victims of an assassination with far-reaching repercussions that would alter the course of history. Austria-Hungary, seeking revenge and justice, issues an ultimatum to Serbia, backed by the might of Germany. In response, Russia mobilizes its armies, and Germany swiftly declares war on both Russia and France, setting the stage for a larger conflict. Within weeks, Europe is engulfed in war, a devastating conflict sparked by a single act of violence in Sarajevo, leading to the outbreak of World War I. The early days of the war were marked by naive optimism. Young men, full of hope and patriotism, marched off to battle, believing the war would be over by Christmas. Central to the German strategy was the Schlieffen Plan, a bold and ambitious military maneuver designed to quickly defeat France by sweeping through Belgium. The German war machine rolled through Belgium with brutal efficiency, but the Allies, though caught off guard, managed to mount a fierce resistance. On the banks of the Marne River, a desperate and pivotal battle ensued, marking a turning point in the early stages of the war. French and British troops clashed with the advancing Germans in a brutal encounter, fighting tooth and nail to halt their progress. The Battle of the Marne raged for 6 grueling days, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. Ultimately, the Allies managed to halt the German advance. The Schlieffen Plan lay in ruins, and with it, the hope of a quick victory. The war settled into a deadly stalemate, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. From the Swiss Alps to the North Sea, a vast network of trenches scarred the landscape, creating a static front that would define the Western Front for years to come. The Western Front became synonymous with the horrors of modern warfare, where soldiers endured unimaginable hardships, and the landscape was forever changed by the relentless conflict. For the first few years, the United States remained neutral, watching the conflict unfold from across the Atlantic. The American public was divided, with some advocating for intervention and others staunchly supporting isolationism. German submarine warfare and the sinking of the Lusitania, which resulted in the loss of American lives, fueled anti-German sentiment and shifted public opinion towards supporting the Allies. The interception of the Zimmermann telegram, in which Germany proposed a military alliance with Mexico against the United States, was the final straw that pushed America towards war. In April 1917, President Woodrow Wilson, who had campaigned on keeping America out of the war, requested a declaration of war from Congress, marking a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy. The United States mobilized rapidly, throwing its vast industrial might and manpower into the conflict, transforming factories to produce war materials and training soldiers for the European front. American troops, arriving in Europe in large numbers, provided a much-needed morale boost to the war-weary Allies who had been fighting a grueling war for years. American factories worked around the clock, supplying the Allies with essential war materials, from ammunition to food supplies, ensuring that the front lines were well-equipped. Germany, already stretched thin and facing internal strife, now faced an opponent with seemingly limitless resources and a fresh, determined fighting force, tipping the scales in favor of the Allies. By 1918, Germany was on the brink. The Allied blockade had crippled their economy, causing widespread suffering. German High Command planned one final, all-out offensive. The Spring Offensive initially achieved stunning success, but the offensive was unsustainable and the Allies regrouped. The Spring Offensive, Germany's last desperate gamble, had failed. Their armies were spent, their resources depleted, their hope shattered. The war was lost, and the final act was imminent. By autumn 1918, the German war machine was collapsing. Mutiny spread through the ranks, and the home front teetered on revolution. the German government sued for peace. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns fell silent. The Armistice of Compiègne brought the fighting to an end. Germany was forced to accept harsh terms, including reparations. The world, exhausted by the carnage, breathed a sigh of relief. The Great War was over, but its legacy would haunt the world for generations. And so we stand at the precipice of the past, gazing back at the wreckage of a world consumed by conflict. If you found this exploration of history illuminating, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the flame of knowledge burning bright.